So this is something that most of us have probably seen many times in our life, but usually late at night.
Yes.
Like super late.
And it's unfortunate when you see it.
It's not something you want to see. But Kris actually saw it at 4 in the afternoon.
Terrifying.
Crazy story. You got to stick with us. It's coming up in just a few minutes. Glad you're here. Well, let's dive right in with probably the most important news of this show. McDonald's has made it official. The Shamrock Shake is returning.
I don't like peppermint, so this means nothing to me.
Well, my problem is, and I'm not joking, especially when we lived in Nashville, Katie always wants to have at least one, and I can take him or leave him. But every time we went to him, like they made the announcement, Shamrock Shake is back, and the signs are up and everything, and we'd go in and, can I get a Shamrock Shake? And I'll give you 3 guesses what the words were.
Machine's not working?
Shake machine is down right now. No matter what time of day, it's like they just don't want to make these shakes.
Well, I found out a little more about that. The company that makes those shake machines also has a contract with several of the restaurants. Mm-hmm. So they have the same shake machines in multiple restaurants, but McDonald's always has the problem. Well, they have an exclusive contract to be the only ones to repair their machines. And they're the only ones that can fix it. So when their machines go down, they have to call them, that company, and it takes them twice as long. And
it's like a union deal or something. Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Well, keep watching this channel because along with the announcement that the Shamrock Shake is coming back for a limited time only, it's always around St. Patrick's Day, we have got a simple recipe that you can make at home, and we're going to throw a short up so you can check that out, make it yourself, and it's pretty darn delicious, and your shake machine never has to be down.
Yes, you can make them anytime you want, and you can spice them up a little, if you know what I mean.
He's talking about alcohol.
Yes.
Adding booze. Or drugs, whatever you like.
Just think about rolling into work in the morning, and you've got your shake, and there's like, is that loaded? Well, good morning. Let's have this morning show meeting going here.
Well, I was going to say, I like that you said morning show meeting. I was going to say, this is just strictly a story about us. Anytime we walked into a building with anything in a cup.
In the old days.
First question was always, what are you drinking right now? It's 10 o'clock in the morning. What? It's a Shamrock Shake. Anyway, enjoy your Shamrock Shakes. Then just a quick bit of sad news, and I know this is kind of old news now. You've seen the story, but he's just such a favorite of ours. So sorry to see the Bruce Willis diagnosis of the dementia that he's got.
I knew it was getting bad for them just to make such a sudden announcement, like he's done. And now it's come out that the last 3 or 4 movies he was on where he was working only 2 days a week or whatever, they would put an earpiece in and just feed him lines, and he would just say the lines. And they said he just, unfortunately people with dementia have this kind of look that I can't describe, but Jeff Cook, we watched go through it, and my grandmother had it. And it's just one of those, you're seeing him do that, and they were just trying to milk money out of him. It's like, just stand here and say this. And it was unfortunate.
Well, you want to think the best at first, because the question for so many of us was, why is this guy making so many bad movies? And I was thinking, well, maybe he had the diagnosis of that aphasia before they announced it. So, well, I want to make as much money as I can to take care of my family. But then you see,
he's got $400 million.
The vultures of Hollywood. It's just so sad. And so now with this, the family announcing it, and I guess what makes it especially, it's sad for anybody to go through this because you're talking about a long goodbye. You're talking about watching someone you love fade into someone you don't even know anymore, and they don't know you either. But when it's someone whose job it was to entertain, whose job it was to memorize things and to perform and to that's what he loved. That's what his thing was. And to be robbed of that on top of your dignity and everything else, it's heartbreaking.
Yeah. And
just sending our best wishes out to one of our great movie stars. He's an actor, but he's a movie star.
Yes, he's a movie star.
You cannot deny that. Well, speaking of things, movies and what have you, on a lighter note, we'll move into some stuff we've been checking out. I'm going to give you a recommendation, but I got news for you. If you're faint of heart, if you don't like the worst possible curse words that you can imagine, the special is not for you.
Okay.
Jim Jeffries. I love this guy. He's an Australian comic. I've seen him actually a couple of times live in Nashville, and he's got a new special on Netflix called High and Dry. And if you're already a fan, you will love the special. It's fantastic. If you don't know him, and you don't, I'm telling you.
So it's that bad.
He uses, there's obviously F-bombs and things like that, but he drops some C-bombs as well.
Oh, okay.
Now, the thing about it is, British people, Australian people, they use that word a lot differently than we do here in this country. So, but if you're offended by that word, you're not going to watch the special.
Gotcha.
But he does have some great commentary. It's always very funny. And I especially liked it because for many years, he's a comic who had a lot of battles with alcohol and hard drugs and things like that. So he's changed his lifestyle a little bit. He's married now.
Okay.
Speaking of that, okay, one more warning. There's also a particular section that gets quite graphic sexually.
Oh, Lord.
He and his wife.
You got the hat trick covered in this.
For me, this is a dream come true. This is my kind of comic. That's why it's so shocking. I like people like Nate Bargatze.
Yeah, I was sitting there going, what a range you've got there. Nate Bargatze to this guy.
Funny's funny. If it makes me laugh, I want it. And I love Jim Jeffries, so it's great. Just there's your warning sticker.
Okay.
It's not for everybody.
What else you got?
And then we finally, and I know it's been out forever, but we finally broke down and said, let's watch it. It's up for all these awards. It's winning awards. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. I'm really sad that we waited so long to watch this movie.
So you like it? Thumbs up.
I thought it was fantastic. And again, this comes back to it. When we talked about the menu and people complaining there's nothing original coming out of Hollywood. And this is a movie that is incredibly original, incredibly unique. It does have vibes of like Inception and things like that. Doctor Strange. I mean, there's a lot. You'll see some of those things.
Okay.
But the way they do the story, what the story is, everyone in it is just fantastic. You're gonna have to, if you're gonna watch the movie, it's not something you turn on and kind of half pay attention to, looking at your phone and watching, or you'll be lost.
Gotcha.
You have to commit to watching the movie.
So you need to be zoned in.
Yeah, because I mean, you got to pay attention to understand what the heck's happening because it moves very quickly and a lot of things are going on. But I thought it was fabulous.
It's funny you say that about zoned in. You know how Rach and I are different. Because Rach and Lily both look at the phone some. I mean, not all the time, but they'll kind of watching that. So that's my big thing. But now we've shifted into a new thing.
I know you started an experiment here. I'm very curious to see how this is going.
Well, you see, I'm always getting accused of I pick all the movies, and I'm like, no, I don't, and we don't see eye to eye on that at all.
Okay.
And because usually I'm like, what are you in the mood for? And I try to find a movie that everybody would like. So I finally suggested, you know what? Why don't we just rotate? Lily gets a night, Rach gets a night, I get a night. No questions asked. Whatever you pick.
I like the idea, but this is kind of like a mutual breakup. It just can't happen.
And Rach went, love it. So first night for me, Rach was having a down day. She had some bad news. And so I said, you know what? Let's just do something lighthearted and fun for the family. And I picked Summer Rental, John Candy, Rip Torn.
Classic.
It's great. It's fun, lighthearted. It's a great time. Next night, it's Lily's night. And Lily spends about 15 minutes going through, like, nah, I don't know about this, and I don't know. Yeah, well, then finally she's like, why don't you pick, Mom, and throws it to Rach, and Rach is like,
so I have to, let me interject. So there's no rule here about passing the baton? You
didn't care, because I know I'm winning this.
Okay, so I'm sorry, one more question. I'm sorry about the follow-ups. So if it passed to Rachel and she chose, does Rachel still get her regular turn as well? Because that's like two choices.
Don't even care. Okay. Because I know how this is going to end. And I was correct.
Okay.
And then it was like, well, let's just start this. And they start with a Kevin Hart movie, which I hate Kevin Hart. So I was like, are they testing me? And then I was like, no, I don't think so. I think they just
genuinely wanted to see the movie.
And so I sat there, and that movie lasted maybe 10 minutes, and we heard 3 inappropriate things. And Rach is finally like, well, we're done with this. Boom. And then Rach said, new rule, movies to be decided before we sit down. Okay. And I'm like, yeah, if it's your night, I will come to the table every week prepared.
So I don't doubt that. Well, because most of what you're going to go with are the classics.
Yes. So I'm very excited about the whole thing, how this is working out. And then speaking of what we're watching, though, highly recommend the show Rach and I are on that we love, Shrinking, on Apple TV.
Oh, this is the new Jason Segel, Harrison Ford.
Yes.
Okay.
And it is very not the same kind of plot, obviously, as Ted Lasso, but I get that same vibe. Everybody trying to work through feelings, just showing that all of us are a little bit broken, and it's a feel good. And I'm only 3 or 4 episodes in, but I'm loving where it's going.
Excellent. Yeah.
And I can't recommend it enough.
It's on our list for sure. Yeah. Fantastic.
So that and Poker Face, I continue to watch that and continue to love it. Yeah. And now she's even doing the exact mannerisms of Columbo. Yeah, they've
decided to just own that.
Yeah, we are Columbo.
I like that. That should be the name of an album or something. We are Columbo. And then real quick, because I just want to make sure that it's clear on the Everything Everywhere All at Once, there's a guy in this movie, and his name is James Hong.
Yes.
That's a name you probably don't know. But as I talk about this guy, I'm going to put up on the screen, you're going to see pictures from various movies. He is 93 years old.
Woo.
And he is still sharp as a tack. He's great in this movie. If you're a Seinfeld fan, I only have to say one line. Seinfeld, 4?
Yeah.
That's James Hong. But then you can go back. Check out this resume. So he's been working since 1954. He became first known on a TV show, The New Adventures of Charlie Chan, back in the 50s.
Wow.
And then he was on the original Hawaii Five-0 for a few seasons. He was on Bonanza, Perry Mason, all those old TV shows, Kung Fu. And then he started branching out, and he started doing movies. So you get Chinatown, The Two Jakes, Blade Runner, Big Trouble in Little China, Wayne's World 2, Balls of Fury, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I mean, he's a voice in Mulan, the Disney movie. He was on the animated television series Jackie Chan Adventures.
Wow.
Teen Titans, Kung Fu Panda. I mean, his resume is unbelievable. And also, kudos to him. He just got his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame last year, and I saw him on a talk show or something, and they were interviewing him, and he gets up, and he's dancing, he's moving around. I mean, this guy is vibrant, and I don't know what he's doing to stay that way, but at 93, it is incredible.
Yeah, that's amazing. Especially if I had his net worth, I would not be working.
And then one more little quick kudos to him. He got married once and divorced after just a few years, but he has been married since I think the 70s to the same woman.
Wow.
Which is unheard of in Hollywood. So just a kudos and a big salute to James Hong, who is just a fantastic guy and really great actor. All right, so I think that covers that kind of stuff. But let's move into some pet things here.
Yes.
And I know you used to not care about this stuff at all because you didn't have a pet.
And now I've had a pet forced on me, and now Bailey and I are thick as thieves.
She's a sweetheart too. Love her. I just came across this the other day, so I haven't tried this app. I don't know how accurate it is. I know it has won some awards, but I just wanted to tell you about it in case you want to try it out. So the app is called TT Care, so 2 capital T's Care, AI for pet health care. And it's available for iPhone and Android, and it's basically designed to check your pet's health through a simple photo of their skin or eyes.
Okay.
Answer any questions about which body part of your pet you want to check up on, then you take the photo with your phone's camera, and it analyzes their status. And this thing claims it can detect early abnormal symptoms with 90% accuracy.
Wow.
And obviously you can use the app to have a consultation, or you can take your animal into your own vet, whatever the case may be. But it's free to use, and some of the features are free. They say you will have to subscribe for a membership to get the full health check and analysis, and that's $4.99 a month. Small price to pay if it really does work. It's good enough that it has won some awards already. Again, 90% accuracy. It got the 2022 winner of the Consumer Electronics Show Innovation Award. It got selected as the 2022 Google Startup Program app. So, I mean, it's legit. I just don't, it's crazy to think.
I'm going to get it and try it on me.
A picture.
See if it comes back, Chris has got the mange.
Get this animal to a vet immediately. Big problems. I think this is great. They say basically it's especially cool for finding little things. But it also can find something that you may think is no big deal, like, my dog's eyes are especially red, and it could find something going on inside. Always, I think, as with anything,
I want to try it.
Go to the actual vet to follow up, but the app itself sounds like it's a real winner.
As you know, mini poodles like Bailey are always having stomach issues and stuff, so I'm going to definitely try it.
I mean, every dog at some point or another is going to have something going on. If you had a way to make sure you were really taking care of them, because the last thing, you feel guilty when your dog or cat or whatever, I'm sure it's nothing, it's no big deal. And then you go to the vet and find out it's something really big. Maybe this app could be the start of being able to check that stuff early, catch things before they become too problematic. One more thing on pets, I just want to do a quick plug, something new we've been trying at our house. Katie found them. They're called a company called Campfire Treats. And they do, at first we were like, I don't know, because we had read some great reviews about them. They're like an all-natural thing.
Okay.
They don't add anything to it. And on top of that, the company itself, like all their stuff's recycled. They don't use plastic unless it's been recycled. But they do natural stuff like anchovies and fish skin stuff and turkey necks and all these pieces. Basically, they're using all the parts of the animals.
Gotcha. So there's no waste.
And it's no waste. And like I said, at first we were a little creeped out, but we said, all right, we're going to pull the trigger because everybody said the chicken feet were the bomb. Mm-hmm. And they're full of glucosamine, which is great for your dog's joints. And since all of our dogs are older now, we wanted to do anything we could to help them along. So we tried it. They love them.
Okay.
And you have to limit it to 2 or 3 a day, depending on the size of your dog. But every time we break them out, everybody's like, let's do this. And I was kind of shocked about the anchovies. I was like, our dog's going to, because it's whole dehydrated anchovies.
Well, you hardly ever hear of dogs ordering pizza with anchovies.
That's what I'm saying. I mean, occasionally, the Hawaiian, which I'm still disappointed about that, and they're crazy for them. So I highly recommend this place. You can order them online. They ship from, I think they're based out in California somewhere. But we've only tried the chicken feet and the anchovies so far, but we might try a couple other ones. There's certain things I don't want to see. Like the feet are already kind of weird, and I'm like, but they love them.
I tell you what I want to mention, too. You said the Hawaiian, talking about pizza.
Yeah.
A friend of ours, Enzo, who is as Italian as they come, I made a joke about that, and he goes, I actually like pineapple on pizza. I get made fun of that. So just letting everybody know, there is one Italian out there that likes the Hawaiian pizza.
He's questionable in a lot of ways.
Oh,
though,
yeah.
So I'm surprised the family has let him stay
That's
around.
why. Well, I'm sure they're going to meet about it.
And one of the, I won't call it a recommendation yet. I'm just going to tell you something we got. And so far, I mean, I've used it twice, and I like it. But it's a company called Jolie, and they make a filtered shower head. And their spiel is basically, look, you drink filtered water because you don't want all this stuff. You want it to taste better and everything. You should use filtered water for your skin and your hair. They say that it can help prevent things like acne and eczema, and it keeps your hair looking nicer and softer and what have you. It's a little pricey. I didn't know how much it cost because Katie bought it. Obviously, I'm not spending that money. But it's really pretty. It's really nice. It's got a really nice flow. It's super easy to install. I installed it.
Oh, wow.
So it's got to be easy if I'm capable of installing anything. But it's really great, and I'm excited to see how it works. They say you give it a couple weeks to see, and then it has a 60-day money-back guarantee.
Okay.
The filters are about, I think, $30 each, and they send them every 3 months. Each filter lasts about 3 months. We're going to see if it makes a difference.
Okay.
So I'll let you know if my skin gets more supple. As long as I keep my hair. I'm not really worried about soft or hard hair.
I'm to the point where I don't care about any of it. I don't care any of it. Just whatever. Yes, I've given up. But here's the bad part of the show.
Oh, this is crazy.
And here in East Tennessee where I live, I was going to get Lily at school, or actually at gymnastics. And I'm driving down the road, and ahead of me, I see there's a car ahead of me about 100 yards or so. And then too close to be pulling out in front of somebody, I see somebody at a stop sign, and I see him just go ahead and kind of start pulling out. And I'm like, whoa. So I hit my brakes. The car in front of me slams on their brakes. And I'm like, wow, that was close. That person, maybe they weren't paying attention or something. Boy,
here you just assume they're a terrible driver because 90% of the people are.
Yeah. So, but it's like, whoa, that was really close. And then I start noticing, again, the car's in front of a car in front of me. But I see him run completely off the road into grass and everything and I'm like, so I hit my brakes, like, is there something in the road? Car comes back on. Now I'm seeing it cross the center line multiple times. And the car in front of me finally just speeds up and goes around him.
I'm sure they
get around him. And so now that I'm behind him, I'm seeing, all I see is the back of her head, but it's doing this. And I'm like, is she passing out? And I have seen a lady before pass out behind the wheel. So I'm like, oh my goodness, is something.
You ready to be Batman, jump into action
No,
again?
I'm willing to get out of there. And so as we get to a red light, she pulls up halfway over the line, but I pull up next to her, and I'm not kidding. She's clearly drunk. 4 p.m, and she's going like this.
Wow. That's the thing you see at 2 a.m. Terrifying no matter when you see it, but oh my God.
And I'm like, I'm betting she's going to pick up her kids from practice. And because she looked like she was in a hurry and she's running late. And I'm like, and so I called 911 and they're like, can you get the tag? And I'm like, no. And then I'm like, I tried to take a picture of the car and they're like, what kind of car is it? And I'm like, blue. And they're like,
well, the wrong guy on the line.
Yeah. And they're like, what model is it? And I'm like, I can't see in the picture. And they're like, well, what do you think it was? I'm like, I have no idea.
You've been a tremendous help.
Yeah.
Sir.
And I'm like, but there's somebody out there and something bad's going to happen. So that was the extent of my warning. But it's crazy. If you see somebody doing that, use caution and just call 911.
Yeah, and I want to be clear. I'm not judging somebody for being drunk at 4:00 in the afternoon. Kudos, but what are you doing? Get behind the wheel of a car. And if you know you have responsibilities, you have to be somewhere and you have to do
that's
something.
Somebody with a problem.
That is scary and terrible. Imagine the tragedy that you could cause your own family, someone else's family. There is never a reason to do that. And if you do have that kind of a problem, and you got to get help. And if you have family, if it's that bad, surely her family must realize something's going on. Somebody's got to step in here.
Yeah, that was just terrifying.
So scary. Well, I mean, hopefully nobody was hurt or anything.
I didn't see anything about accidents or anything, but boy, it was close.
That is not good. Okay, well let's get wrapped up here, and on a fun note, it's time for some internet. Kris, I think this one's especially good for you because your dog Bailey does this.
Yes.
Tweet from Jay Dempsey. I came home and my dog peed a little because he was happy to see me. None of my friends pee when they see me. I'm surrounded by fakes.
That's actually, Bailey will pee on people she gets really excited about.
Should be on the people she gets excited about?
Oh, anywhere.
Okay.
And her big thing is, as you know, belly rub. So like if you've made the cut to get to belly rub status, she'll run, do the belly rub, and then just let it fly. And it's like, oh. So what we try to do is get her to the porch or outside to like, okay, go ahead and greet her, get her excited, and then.
I can't. I'm the same way. If you hit my belly, it's game over. Get a towel. Let's check this one out. Cat and Nat. I let my kids follow their dreams. Unless I already paid the registration fee on their last dream, then they follow that one for 8 more weeks.
Oh, I'm with you on that, 100%.
Every parent. I mean, all my kids wanted to try things, and we let them try anything they wanted, but they had to follow through if it cost money.
I know a parent, and it's been years, but he had 3 kids, and I mean, he would literally go to Walmart or whatever and buy $250 worth of soccer stuff, soccer balls, the cones, the whole thing. And then a week later, it was in the corner of that garage, and he never heard the kids utter the word soccer again. And I'd be like, dude. And then there'd be like a guitar in there, and it's up against the wall. And it was like, man.
It's challenging because you want your kids to, especially when they're younger, they don't know what they want to do yet. And they want to try everything. But you have to find a middle ground where it's like you can pick 3 things this year. Or
yes.
Whatever however you do it. Because otherwise you just end up dropping money on all this stuff to try to find whatever that one thing is. And then if you're unlucky, when they finally find that thing, it's something that's super expensive. And they stick with it, and they're like, why couldn't we have stuck with something cheaper?
Exactly.
All right, let's jump into the next one. Me thinking about having a little snack 5 minutes after I said I was full. That is me on the sofa every night. If you're trying to impress me with your vehicle, it better be a food truck.
Oh, that's good. I got to say, a taco truck is like an adult's version of an ice cream truck.
100%.
You see that taco truck, you just kind of...
That's the only drawback is they don't travel around your neighborhood.
Yeah.
You have to go to the truck, which I wish they would find a way to get it mobile.
Yes.
Actually, I'm glad they won't. I'd be in the Jabba the Hutt. Go out there and get me a few more tacos. This is Katie, my wife. Me, I'm going to bed early tonight. Also me at 3 a.m. Google, do ghosts have teeth?
That sounds like rage.
The other night, I went to bed, and it was pretty late. It was 12:30, 1 o'clock in the morning. I said, I got to go to bed. She goes, I'll be up. I have just one more thing. And I don't remember when she came to bed. So the next morning I said, when did you come up? And she goes, it was close to 3. I went down a rabbit hole. This whole thing. I'm like, what are you doing, man? And she has to actually get up and work. I can get away with that, but not her. Kris, this reminded me of you when I saw it. A tweet from Geo Bruno 1600. My ancestors navigated the ocean using the stars, and I'm over here missing my exits with a GPS.
Yeah, that's me.
I've been in the car with you when we were just going to your home, where you lived and drove to every day. This is in Nashville. And we almost missed the exit because the GPS didn't update in time. I'm like, you're going to your house.
I rely on that thing for my life. I'd still be in Oklahoma City from when we moved across country if we didn't have GPS.
I love this one from, looks like Cheyenne. I always put 2 alarms on. One for the person I want to be and one for the person I am.
Oh, wow.
I know I'm going to get up at 8:30 and really do something.
I've never understood that because I think it's because of our job for so many years. I'm not a snooze guy. That alarm goes up, I get up and get the blood pumping. Yeah. Move.
I definitely don't hit snooze. I have, if it's a super early wake up for whatever reason, like now that we haven't worked that way in a while, if I have to get up like early, I'll set 2 alarms. I don't snooze, but I'll set the first, and I usually am up after the first one, but occasionally I might drift off. So the second one's my backup 10 minutes later, just in case. Divorced men after 40 on dating apps.
Yeah.
I found this funny, even though I'm not on dating apps, but when I see these cats' faces, I see a lot of guys in those pictures. I get that. This is us to a T. If you ever come to visit us wherever we live, hey, I'm in your city. Me. Okay.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Especially in Nashville. You don't want anybody to tell you they're in town because they're all going to want to go to Broadway, and that's the last place anybody wants to go.
It's just, and I know it's jam-packed and all those people are down there, but we've talked about it before on the show. It's just awful now. It's not
terrible.
Fun. It's not fun. All right, well, that's it for today. We appreciate you being here. Thanks so much, too. We have been posting more shorts and more of those kind of videos, and they really seem to be taking hold, so we're glad you're liking those.
Well, do us a favor, too. If you see a short, go through them, watch some of them. You find some you like I like the Needle Drop Challenge.
Those are fun.
Share those. Let's get some people looking at them, talking about it, and also remember our Tony and Kris merch store is open, too.
Yes. Links in the description, and we appreciate everybody who's made some orders there. We're getting people, hey, what about so-and-so? What about so-and-so? We're going to be updating the pages. We are going to change and add some sizes and things like that. So keep checking back for more good stuff there. We really appreciate you. Like that little like button down there and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And stay on here for more. I don't want to use the word entertainment.
Yeah.
That seems like we're reaching.
More time killers.
More stuff to look at. That seems fair.
See ya.
Thanks for watching.